Hey everybody, welcome. I'm the Fish, and I wanted to do a little bit something different this time. I've been casting a lot of videos of pro players, but I wanted to cast a video of myself. Now, here's my disclaimer. First of all, I'm a platinum level player for 1 vs 1, and I've been in and out of the Diamond League in 4 vs 4. So that's what we're going to be facing off against. And I just wanted to show you guys one of my build orders that you can try at home. And so I just wanted to try and make this video just to try and sort of test it out. You know, this is going to be a build order that's only going to be for 4 vs 4. Now, just to talk a little bit about what I'm trying to do here, I'm going to be going with a spawning pool around 13 and getting my extractor up pretty quickly. Now, my opponents are already saying, guys, you need to make a wall, and I'm like, well, I'm Zerg, so I can't really do that. But what I can do is really put pressure on my opponent. So this build order is going to be a Ling Bling build. It's aimed at doing very, very quick damage to your opponents. You're going to see what I'm going to do here is essentially this. Get your spawning pool, get 100 gas, and get 16 drones. Once you get 16 drones, you put them all on minerals. You'll notice that I have exactly 16, and you start getting your upgrade at the same time as you start pumping Zerglings. And if you'll notice, the game time right now, it's 4.5 minutes into the game, and I'm already switching into hardcore unit production. Now, I like to get 2 queens down because it's you might as well. You're going to have the minerals at that point anyway, and you're going to basically just be pumping the Zerglings for the first part of the game. Now, don't move out with your Zerglings until your Ling speed is done. Alternatively, you could run to right outside your opponent's base and then run them all in. But if you'll notice, I just want to pause the game right here. It's 6 minutes exactly. I've got a ton of this many Zerglings. Is how many Zerglings I have. And I just want you guys to look at like what everybody else is doing in this game. It's a 4 vs 4. So first of all, I gotta say, Red, you're an idiot. Building a bunch of photon cannons like that doesn't do anything. He doesn't even have a gateway yet, and 6 minutes into the game. Meanwhile, Dreamback, this guy, he's got 1 zealot, and my purple opponent, he's going like 3 robo off 1 base, which I don't understand. Okay. But like, this is what you're going to have to deal with if you're playing 4 vs 4. And if you notice that, this is a very aggressive build. I get a macro hatch once I have enough minerals for it, and I just pump Zerglings. Now, here I engage a bunch of roaches. Our enemies are being very aggressive, they're attacking us, but I'm able to just control the map. I'm able to really put the pressure on our enemies. So, I'm going to be moving in. They had a failed attack, kind of, which was pretty bad. I mean, these guys aren't very good. But, look, it's 7 minutes into the game right now. You're not expecting to get attacked right there. And I'm able to do a pretty good amount of damage to this guy here. He loses a bunch of units, and then I run away. Like, don't just lose all of your Zerglings when you're doing this build. You need to make sure to keep them alive. They're not throwaway units because they're your whole army. But if you look, I've got a macro hatch, and you can support 2 hatcheries. You can almost support 2 hatcheries with queens off 1 base. So now I'm starting to macro up. Once I get my layer, I go Baneling nest and Evo chamber. This should all happen around the same time. So you know, you want the layer so you can get Baneling speed up as soon as you can, and you want to get attack upgrades. You want to get melee attack level 1 as soon as you can with this build, and you want to get a second Evo chamber soon also. Your goal is going to be to try and get an infestation pet down and get up to hive really quick so you can get 3/3 upgrades for your Lings and get Infestors. Now in this particular game, usually you want to transition into Infestors for the late game. This game I just basically stick with Ling Bling for the whole thing. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched this replay in a while, but actually I don't think I've ever watched this replay. But the point is, it's a very simple build that you can do. You get a bunch of drones. And you get 16 drones, you get your upgrade, and then you just pump Lings. Very simple. Alright, that's what I like to do in 4 vs 4. Then I'm working on getting some expansions because I figure, well, it's it's 11 minutes now. I got to start saturating this base, but I'm still pumping Lings. I've still got my macro hedge going. I'm not missing injections. I'm getting plenty of overlords so that I really have the ability to do some damage. Now this guy's he's kind of 3 or 4 raxing, which he's not spending his money very efficiently. But I mean, we're going up against a pretty sizable enemy force here, and I just want to show you guys how we kind of are able to deal with this. So now what I do is I come up with a bunch of Banelings, and I think I have Baneling speed. I should have Baneling speed. I didn't get Baneling speed, but get Baneling speed if you're going to do this build. And what I do is I put my Banelings and my Lings on separate hotkeys, and you can use that to try and get surrounds on various units. So in this game I had some pretty spectacular surrounds. Some pretty so now again, I didn't have Baneling speed, which is a mistake. Should try and get that up quickly. And this guy's he's just getting Colossi. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, this force is pretty weakened, but now again, my supply, I'll bet you, is pretty low compared to my opponents, but this is a pretty powerful force against enemy units like this. So now I'm just getting ready for the fight, because I figured they gotta be thinking about moving in for the kill here. And they're moving in. Now luckily, I will say that I was lucky that my opponents just went basically with Hydras and Marines, which was dumb on their part. So essentially what you want to do is like trap them and then just explode your Banelings on them, and it's just a really effective way to kill stuff now. This guy, he knew he was screwed because he had a bunch of Banelings coming his way, so I essentially just waiting for him to pop up, and this was pretty awesome. So I'm gonna skip ahead here. I mean, the point at this point is like you're just gonna keep macroing up, just make as many queens and hatcheries as you can, and just focus on getting a ton of Lings. I mean, my goal in these games is to have fun, and what I do, and the way that I do that is I just try and get like 200 Zerglings or something like that. 200 Banelings. And if you have 200 Banelings, you can basically just roll through your enemy's base and just take out half of it. Even if your opponents are being useless and doing stuff like getting Colossi and nothing else, you can still be pretty effective. He's saying, you need to get range for your Colossi, you idiot. But anyway, I'm only at about 100 supply. I want to secure this base, but it's not going to really come into play. I just want to fast forward ahead a little bit. So again, just to review, what you want to do, 16 drones, get your upgrade, then just pump the Zerglings. You can get a ton out before even the 6-minute mark. Put on some pressure, get map control, even if you're friendly. And now we're going up against a pretty scary force. So I just want to show you guys what happens. So we're going to move in to try and attack this base. And it's a pretty catastrophic battle now. What we're going up against is, well, unupgraded Marines, a flock of Mutas. This guy's got Infestors, and we've got 2 Hydralisks. They're just going mass Hydras, like this is brutal or something. But anyway, it's a pretty catastrophic fight that happens right here. But I want to show you guys what happens. My teammates come in with their air units against Marines. Oh, good. And now, this is basically, it's like the anti-air composition, right? But then I get to basically, again, they're cornered because they're trying to get into position to fight these air units, and guess what happens? It's pretty epic. I'm going to slow it down. But, yeah. Everything dies. Right. And I still have Banelings left over. Yeah. All those infested Terrans. So I think you guys probably get a good idea for who wins this game after that one. But it's that's just a fun little build that you can do. So again, the quirks starter. Make sure you get a macro hatch for every base you have up and running. And the rule of thumb is an extra hatchery for every bunch of mineral patches that you have. And then, you know, if this is like 3 hatcheries, you can run 3 hatcheries off of the rich minerals, I think. But yeah, it's a pretty effective strategy. This doesn't maybe not the best example because my opponents like stupidly went all marines and all hydralisks. But I just wanted to kind of get a feel for what you guys thought of these videos. What do you guys think of me doing 4 versus 4 strategies? Just some pretty generic stuff. I like to have a lot of fun when I play 4 versus 4, and I do play random, so I play also Terran and Protoss. So drop me a comment, let me know what you guys think of this video, and if I should do some more. So thanks for watching.